You guys lost your punter, though, COVID list.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Corey Bajorquez.
Well, he's
hell of a player.
He is a hell of a player. He's kind of played like shit the last couple weeks. So,
Jeez.
Whoa.
It's cold. It's Lambeau. It's December.
Holiday season.
Supposed to be the coldest game of the year at Lambeau. I'm hoping the Packers aren't going to need to be punting very much.
Against
the Minnesota Vikings.
On Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football. This could be like the stamp on the, yeah, I think I'll just win the MVP now.
So I don't want to, I mean, the show is named after me, and I have to speak from my perspective on things. But, you know, I know Coach Mo really well up there.
Yeah.
Really well. I'd assume everybody up there is rather familiar of who I am. I think we have a lot of friends in that locker room. Punter goes down with COVID. Nobody reaches out to me. Nobody reaches out to me. But I think to myself, if I wanted, could I go do that on Sunday night if I wanted to? You know, because I have the antibodies now, right? Last year, there was a situation similar, Super Bowl caliber team, loses punter, kicker. Friends of mine, a lot of friends of mine in the organization send, hey, do you have the antibodies or not? It's like, I don't know. They're like, get an antibodies test. If you have antibodies, you don't have to sit through the 5-day, 7-day quarantine thing, the protocols. If you have the antibodies, you could get in here tomorrow as long as you test negative. And we just lost our punter and our kicker to the COVID list. You could go through one game, right? You could do one game right now. And I had to like actually think to myself, do I want to go back out there, put on film that there would have been a lot that happened between the Colts and the Bucs and everything like that if that would have had to take place. And it wasn't direct. It was like a whole thing, but there's a lot of my friends down there. You know, it's a lot of my friends down there. Just like kind of similar situation there in Green Bay. And I didn't have the antibodies. But I believe that morning, whenever I was in here telling everybody, I think we made the decision I was going to go do that.
If you had the antibodies, yes.
Yes, I was
no
going to
brainer.
do it. And I would have had to punt and kick, by the way. So I would have had
Would have been awesome.
Hadn't kicked the ball long time since then. Who knows how it would have gone. If I would have had the antibodies and it would have got figured out, which would have been a much higher conversation than me that would have had to take place, and more people would have had to get involved that weren't involved in those conversations, like actual people that would have had to do that. There would have been a lot that would have had to take place. But I wouldn't even have had to do anything anyways because they got sucked up and pinioned back by the game. I would have been in the jumpsuit on the sideline while I was doing a lot of this.
Yeah.
And then I'm in a boat parade.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then I'm in a boat parade.
Pretty sweet parade.
That would have potentially happened. Nobody would know my name probably. I would have been there for 4 days. I assume I would have introduced myself. Yeah. But if that would have happened, that would have been hilarious. And last year, after that whole thing, as we were reminiscing on it, I was like, I should be a fucking Super Bowl champion right? Like I could have been, if we would have handled COVID worse, I'd have been a Super Bowl champion. So now, with this situation popping back up, and once again, this is nobody reaching out. This is me just being like a guy who used to kick balls, a little bit of is this something I could do? I thought about it, and I literally stood up from the couch and I tweaked my hamstring. So I don't know if that was my body making my decision for me. Like my hammy, my knee, my legs is like, what are we even? Lambeau? It's going to be windy and cold as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
You have not actually kicked a football and tried to do it 9-10 months at this point, and you would just go into a team that is trying to get home field advantage. Like, what a selfish prick. Like, that is the entire conversation I had with myself. I sat back down and I was like, okay, I wonder who they're going to get to punt then there. That is a big position.
Yeah.
Especially on Sunday Night Football with how windy and cold it's going to be and how special teams has been for the Green Bay Packers. That could be a problem. But just like normal, I'd assume the offense and the defense will just kind of do their thing. Here we go. We'll go win this game.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing as always. Like, you just hope that isn't the reason that they potentially lose a game. Like, the offense and, like, the way the defense has been playing. I mean, they gave up a bunch of rushing yards, but, they had 4 turnovers. Like, I think they can do enough to kind of mask the other areas, but I mean, we'll see. That is a big deal, and I don't know how many guys are used to kicking in, negative 20-degree wind chills.
If guys are available right now.
Right.
Week 17, people got hurt, people came in. People got cut, people came in. Week 17, if somebody's available right now, especially with how Lambeau is. Now let's not even get into the holding for Mason Crosby situation.
Yeah, right.
Anyways, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Raj will hold.
Anyways, I wouldn't have been able to do it with the FanDuel deal. Inevitably, I think that would have been a bit of a conflict of interest somehow.
Yeah,
well, also, you weren't sucking COVID through a straw, but you have been sucking down some ice cold dopes lately.
Wow, not me.
Ice cold dope.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything, by the way. I wouldn't miss any games. I wouldn't miss any games.
That's right.
I don't know what they would have done, but I did think about that as well. Once again, this is all happening while I'm sitting down drinking one of those cans. Yeah. And I'm seeing it, and I'm like, well, is there a chance, once again, this is going to sound arrogant, but it's real, and I know other people that host shows say things like, oh, people ask me to do this, and people ask me to do this. I've been asked by numerous teams through the last couple of years, do I want to come back and do anything? Numerous times, because I have a lot of friends around the league, and we all see the kicking punting situation. You know, we all see what happens in some teams. So I get a lot of people that ask. This is the first one where nobody asked, and I was like, what's that all about? Did I fucking lose it? You know, and then I start sitting there, and I start thinking about the whole thing. And then, I mean, immediately upon standing up from the couch, it was like, just shot down the leg. And it was like, oh, so we're all making this decision, you know? And I don't think the dope would have mattered, Nick. I mean,
maybe they just thought, oh, we saw the deal that Pat just got from FanDuel. I don't think he needs to be kicking balls right now.
God, but if that team wins, this could be,
Get Super Bowl,
this would be 2 years here where.
Get you one of these.
Get you one of these. Hey, I think I put it on a pinky, by the way. I think this pinky ring would no longer exist. I think I would get it on a pinky. Yeah. You know, can't ever wear it, but when I do wear it, think about how hilarious that's going to be.
It's pretty good.
A lot of how's your families. You know what I mean? Just shoving